Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to our Spain playthrough in MEIOU and Taxes 2.01 with me, your host, Luckymarine, where we have the entirety of northern and southern. Hawaii is suddenly visible, properly visible, i.e. we can see everything around it. A lot of the fog of war, terra incognita even, has disappeared from around here, which makes our achievement just look a little bit more impressive. We've done alright, and South Africa is doing a lot of good stuff down here. If we look in the ledger, South Africa actually has a really good economy. Income overview, maybe? No, not from us. Income comparison. Show me South Africa. South Africa. What's in your bank? Well, 56 ducats is their income. However, we were subsidising them to quite the extent. To quite a lot. Score comparison, maybe? No, it's in here somewhere. It's here somewhere, honest. I seen it. I saw it before. Here we go. Money in the bank. South Africa has 2,859 ducats and 79 pennies? I don't know, was it ducats and pennies? I don't know. A 79th of a ducat then. If anyone can tell me what was below a ducat, now I would be eternally grateful. So yeah, we don't need to subsidise them anymore. They're going to have more than enough ducats to keep these colonies expanding, or this colonial expansion going. There's quite a lot of them. He did have this on the go, and he had this on the go. I don't know where the rebels popped up and messed him up though. He had the entirety of the coast, and I don't know why he's relinquished to both of them. Unless maybe rebels popped up. Maybe he hasn't gone for the live and let live kind of policy. Oh well. So yeah, that's our South African colony doing good stuff. We are a little bit further on in the game than I left off in the previous episode. Just because it had started to crash a little bit. And rebels and bits and pieces, nothing much was going on. So I was like, well, let's just hammer our way through another 5 or 8 years just to get to the point where we're about a year or so before the game ends, because we were close anyway. So I thought we'd just get there. So yeah, they should be out. If I've got my numbers right. I was never great with numbers. I was alright with talking, but I was never great with numbers. This should be Christmas Eve. So if you're watching this is probably the last episode. So Merry Christmas, everybody, and hope you have a brilliant day tomorrow. Well, our last fight, I think, is going to be against the Netherlands. I did want to be down here. I did want it to be against Venice. Take back Padua. However, earlier on, I did say that I wanted the entirety of the channel node to ourselves. Britain still has bits of the channel. When can we declare on it? We can declare right now. Alright, so let's do roll a Netherlands war into another war against Britain. Fighting Netherlands is going to bring in the Papal State. So eat Netherlands, eat bits of the Papal State that we can. Probably these little bits actually. I don't know. We could get Siena back. After all this time, we could probably get Siena back. Now that we have the Diplo points, we could probably get Siena back. Let's go for that then, shall we? Things have slowed down. I should probably unpause the game. My name's not Rumba. Things have slowed down like quite a lot in the late game, just because there's a lot of Diplo points that get eaten. Portugal. All right. There's a lot of Diplo points that get eaten for no real reason, to be honest. Let's get you on these boats. And so you end up in a giant Diplo hole, which I understand where it's coming from, and I understand the reason for it, but in normal EU4 you get nationalism, you get imperialism, CBs that pop up. There's been nothing like that. I'm sure we could get those CBs if we were to try really hard and flip from, what are we, an empire to it's in this green here. Flip from an empire to an absolute monarchy or one of these. We might be able to unlock. Does it say on here? Unlocks such and such a CB. No. So if you were to go by purely the information available to you in the game, you have no idea. You haven't. What does this unlock any CBs? I don't know, because it doesn't say. I don't know. So you're stuck with the normal CB of just conquest. Maybe trade protection, but no one uses trade protection because it's shit. Which is 100% aggressive expansion, but if we were to take Hey Now there, then it costs 0 Diplo points. If we were to take anything else, it would be massive amounts of Diplo points to take. What was the last war that we had in the last episode? It was somewhere over here. No, it was Britain, wasn't it? I don't know. It was somewhere over here where some of the costs for taking just singular provinces off people were 500 Diplo points. And it's impossible. At this stage of the game, once you're big and sprawling, you want to be able to go in and snaffle quite a few provinces. When you're 10 provinces and you take 2 provinces off someone, it's a big gain. When you're 410 provinces and you take 2 provinces off somebody, not so much. And it's a little bit of a kick in the teeth, especially when you're into this late game kind of stuff and battles are a little bit more painful and you're already having to fight all the rebels. Someone's dead. A couple of calls have come in. Who's dead? Who died? What can we have? Stability increases interval. No, we're getting towards the end of the game. We don't need stability interval. So I've taken all the policies off. We don't need stability interval. I mean, they're useful. These policies, get them as soon as you can. The aggressive policing, internal disputes, minor state reforms. It eats into your diplomats and into your money, a little bit into your manpower as well. But if you can afford to have these 3 running, the combined stability increase interval is more than worth it. So, and as you can't just buy up your stability, it is useful. So yeah, dead person. Let's put a bomb on a seat, shall we? Why do we only have 1 level 3? Okay. 1 singular level 3, we might as well take it. So, Netherlands and the Popal Man. Well, we have people over here. We have transports going on there. We have... You have transports? Yep, transports ready to ship the 26 stack from Africa if we need. In fact, we'll ship them now. Before anything happens, before we kick it off, we'll ship them up to here and squish this 5 stack so it doesn't just cause issues. Not the 5 stack would, but Craftsmen abandon their workshops. No, let's try and keep all of them here, and I think that is it. Heavies are in place. Good. 30, 20. Spare over here if we need. 40 stack here to try and keep whatever the Papal State has just at bay. I don't think we'll be taking too much off the Papal State, maybe this lot. There we go. Off we go for hey now. Yeah. Bringing all our dudes with us. We also had Spanish Paraguay pop out. Now, but Spanish Paraguay has the Falklands. And I don't know why. I don't know why Spanish Paraguay has the Falklands. But they do. But they do. What am I doing with my colonists? Look at that. Scroll wheel of rebels. That's one thing that annoys me. A lot. Hebridean separatists, fair enough. Because we haven't... They haven't been under us for too long and it isn't called. But still, it's just... It's... I don't know how to describe it. In normal EU4, the game changes. Wow, I really don't know how to describe this. In the early phase, you're wary of expansion, you're wary of the people around you trying to eat you, etc., etc., and that's it's interesting. It's interesting, and then you get to the point where you're too big to fail, almost, kind of. But then the game almost flips on its head, and it becomes an empire management game, where it's about logistics. It's about having the right amount of people in the bank. It's about being able to transport your people around to chain one war into another war, to not quite piss off everybody in one particular area so that they all join a coalition. And it goes from being interesting to being a different type of interesting. With this, early game is absolutely brilliant. Mid game is brilliant. Late game is a pain in my balls. It really is. It really is. I don't know if it's due to a lack of people getting to late game. I am wary of crashes that happen. My computer's alright. It can handle quite a lot. If you were playing on a weaker pooter, then I imagine that it would be a pain in the arse, and you'd probably stop playing at about the 1600 mark, something like that. But when it gets to this stage, when it got to like 1700 onwards, all the expansion started to get really difficult, which is probably true to life, really, true to history. As you got through the 20th century, it got harder and harder to justify, yeah, this land belongs to us, without everyone else have been like, the fuck you doing? So, I don't know. Anyway, onwards. Let's declare this war. Papal State will join. That's fine. Let's jump you onto that fort. Let's have you just hovering around a little bit, just ready to react to anything that pops out of the... I should have them supporting this 20 stack, actually. Where's the war goal? Hey now. Doesn't have fort on it. Alright, I will do that. I'll have you support this 20 stack. Give it a tick. That's the Popeyman evolved. And that's the Popeyman about to get squished. We'll use these transports. I can't imagine the Papal Navy being that strong. We might be able to blockade them with just our transports. And before they all get annihilated. Okay. Chuck you in charge. Try to take out these guys here. What are you? Just a light. Excellent. Who are we fighting here? 4 lights. No, just stay there, fight them. It's only 72% blockade there. We have lost the siege. Did we really not get there quick enough? Alright. We'll heavily restrict looting because we'll want it for ourselves. Although, yeah, it's getting towards the end of the game. I should have just let them loot. Don't know where you're going. Could take in Siena though. Unless you're just going here. In that case, we'll probably squish you. Okay, onwards. Nope. Yes. Can we get to you? We can. In a roundabout way, we'll probably take a crossing, but he'll probably start moving. I'm sure he's got the... No? I expected him to have the morale to actually start moving. But taking a crossing against somebody with such low morale, I will take that. Excellent. Wipe. And you're not a fort, I don't believe. No, just local fortifications. Alright, let's... I'd like to take Siena. If we take Siena, I think we can pretty much cut the Popey man in half. I don't think he'll be able to... I don't know if he'll be able to walk through his own province. Also, we need to find a way of supporting this guy here. It's a lot of ships there. Who wants access? Cyprus. Go on then. It's at war with Egypt. In fact, let's get these guys over here. Let's bring them across. Temperance. Did we lose that? Yeah, only 2 of our transports survived. I took my eye off this because it was... We were only fighting lights for fuck's sake. 10 prestige, don't need prestige. Let's take all of the ducats and a tiny bit of prestige. Sweet. Yeah, we're only fighting 5. Like, are you shitting me? What tech? What Diplo tech are you on? 56 to our 47. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Hopefully, New Granada can sort that out for us. That was probably a wrong move there. Their lights are probably in line with our heavies, with that disparity in Diplotech. Oh well, mistakes were made. At least our troops. We'll fight. Okay. Okay, onwards. We just soften these guys up. Let's get you across here as well. And let's sit you... yeah, we'll squish what we can. Not this through this fort yet. Nope. Don't care. We won the siege of Venetiae. Venetiae? Alright. Leave the cannon behind. Step out. Do you have a cannon? Yep. Donate your cannon to that siege and step into that province as well. Oh, we lost the CB against... How have we lost the CB against Portugal? Do we not have... Who is this? Mali separatists. Isn't this Mali? No, Wolof separatists, and Mali can't get to them. Interesting. It's probably about time they were sat on Siena. With... Oh, we don't have any cannons. Great. well, that is the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. Yeah, well, I knew it would come soon, but I suppose wars at this stage of the game do last a little bit longer. Yeah, we did alright there. Second largest army. I'm assuming that Ming had the mostest. Largest navy, of course, because we had loads of trade ships pushing around a lot of trade. Most provinces, that surprises me a little bit, although I think this counts your colonial nations. So if it does, then yes. If it doesn't, then I would assume that Ming would have... For pure Spanish provinces, I'd have thought that Ming would have rivaled us there. Second highest province value, yep, Ming with its insane population. Probably before the time that they started limiting people to one child. Yeah. Highest income, great. Highest trade income, great. Yeah, it's been good fun. It's been alright. I have enjoyed MEIOU and Taxes. I started to get annoyed a little bit towards the end. There were, if I was to do it all again, probably will actually at some point. But if I was to do it all again, I would take some different ideas. Naval ideas were probably... Yeah, I know. They were really good. And it's such a refreshing change from normal EU4, where naval ideas are jokes. But with naval ideas directly leading into exploration, and you can't take exploration without naval ideas, which makes all the sense in the world. Suddenly I had to take out naval ideas, and suddenly, oh, I couldn't fix my ships without actually getting into port. That was brilliant. What else? Humanists didn't do as much as I would have liked. We already started with aristocratic ideas. Economic, just to bring us in money. Administrative, speaks for itself. Bureaucracy, again, speaks for itself. Trade ideas, yeah, I think at this point, I just wanted to make the maximum amount of money so we could start pouring money into the development of our provinces, either building roads or ports or trying to improve our capital buildings to improve communication efficiency. And then I got all the way over here and decided, well, we don't have any military ideas at all. So leadership ensured that we ended up with some quite good leaders, actually. I think we ended up with a 6-6. Empire ideas, good. Logistics ideas were alright. Ascensionism ideas, something like that. I don't know. Something religious-y, just to try and cut down on the amount of rebels. I think it was. I think it had it had something to do with national unrest. One of the ideas was lowering of national unrest, so grabbed that. And then at the end, engineering ideas. It was just, well, I needed to take an idea. And I think the second idea, cannot click in here. No, I think the second idea was something about fire damage of cannons from the back row, or their effect that they have on forts. 532 provinces. Yeah, that could have been a lot higher. Could have been a lot higher if I'd not had to use all my manpower on fighting all of these rebels. There is something fundamentally basic about the game that I'm missing at the moment, that's allowing this amount of rebels. I don't quite know what it is, but I will find out. Yeah, lagged behind in Diplotech, just because we used Diplotech to take provinces, because we never accessed better CBs. It was a bit it was a bit crap. By Spain, the longest reigning ruler was Augusta I, ruled the nation for 57 years. 0 of our wars ended in disgraceful defeat. We never lost a war. We personally wiped out 41 nations. I think there's quite a few in the Americas that we wiped out. We annexed 656. So yeah, this doesn't include the provinces that go to your colonial nations. Including colonial nations, I reckon this is probably above 1,000. Luckymarine leaders was our current leader, our current military leader at the moment, who's a 6632. Fairly brilliant. 273 provinces were unjustly stolen from us. Were they? Maybe this counts colonial nations flipping away. Nation state was Catholic. Grandest province was Cadiz with 205, not development, it'll be population. And 2 disasters rocked our nation. Continue. You can continue playing past the scenario and date. I don't know. I don't know. Let's leave it there. It's been good. It's been good. It could have been better, of course. I mean, looking onwards, we're in 1850, 1856-ish now. Who in Europe could stand against us, looking long term? Out of this war, we'd take bits of Netherlands. We'd finally cut our length, or cut ourselves away from the Papal State. We'd become a little bit more secular. Eat the rest of Great Britain. We'd have all the income from our colonial nations continuing to pour in, which is 183 ducats. Hopefully we would be able to hold on to these better than Britain did historically, and we'd use the money here to wipe out this. I don't think we'd moving on like forward in through history here, like towards present day. I'd like to think that this version of Spain would take out the Philippines, probably Australia as well. Maybe encroach a little bit more into India. Consolidate our holdings in Europe. Maybe kind of, I don't know, restrict Papal State back to Rome. Well, to actually the Papal State. I don't think moving on we'd be able to entirely eliminate Naples. But yeah, Hansa would be interesting to get into. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone that would be able to stop Spain. Maybe Ming. There'll probably be a few wars between Ming and Spain for control of Taiwan. But no, that's been alright. That has been okay. There's been various issues with it. The lack of CBs was a little bit annoying. I can imagine that I will do another game on MEIOU and Taxes. I'm going to wait now until MEIOU and Taxes updated itself for the current patch of EU4. I reckon the next EU4 related game is probably going to be out fairly soon. And I'll probably do it over here somewhere. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I passed up on Cradle of Civilization, which altered bits here. But then I looked at it and it was... To be honest, it wasn't brilliant. to be brutally honest with you. Some of the mechanic changes were good. The extra countries that were plopped out, it just felt like they had given the Ottomans more fodder to eat. So have a look at the changes over here to the Japan update, and we'll go from there. Where's the timeline thing? Right, okay, so remember we started as Castile, even though it was saying you should start Trastevere, and I should probably zoom out to about here. And we'll go on fast. Oh look, we're gonna have to, should we go on very fast? Because it's got like 500 years to go. Let's go very fast. Is Castile formed? Then we started to take out Aragon. I think at this point we'd already we grabbed France as a vassal. That was fun. That was really fun. Allowed us to concentrate further afield instead of thinking we're going to get our back doors kicked in by France. We were the ones kicking the doors in. Our expansion into Northern Africa and into the Americas. Yeah, once your colonial nations had taken their 4-5 provinces and flipped. I think it's 3 provinces in MEIOU and Taxes. Once they'd taken their 3 provinces and flipped, and we'd subsidised them, they took a lot of stuff very quickly. And you'll see South Africa here very soon, ish. There we go. And that's it. The Spanish Empire. Who on earth could rival us? Although I do see that Ming expanded a little bit north. But this is just wasteland. Anyway, I've been Luckymarine. As always, you lot have been amazing. Merry Christmas Eve, as it is now, apparently, if I've got my numbers right. And I will see you probably... Do I get one out for Christmas Day? Do I get one out for Christmas Day? Maybe. I'll have a look into it. If there's a video out on Christmas Day, then there is. It'll be a Merry Christmas from me to my 300 odd subscribers, which yeah, which I think is great. So from Dylan, myself, and my other cat Gigi, do take care.